Movie lovers eagerly await the release of new blockbusters, be it the sequel to Avatar, the next installment of The Avengers, or the fifth Shrek. However, fans of horror movies are also not left out, and fill their watch lists with a lot of intriguing new releases. I have studied for you friends ranking of the most anticipated horror movies to find out what caused the audience the greatest interest. The sequel to the cult Constantine is the one case when all the puzzles really came together. After rich and original blockbusters of the noughties, the movie industry was quickly overtaken by the era of sequels and remakes. In 2011, director Francis Lawrence casually admitted that he would like to make a new chapter of the story, this time with an adult rating. And now, 11 years later, Warner Brothers is finally giving the movie the green light, and Keanu Reeves, who played John Wick, says he's ready to return to his roots. Details about the superhero horror film is still not much, but this does not prevent the potential hit to occupy the first line in the waiting list among horror films. More than 24,000 people added it to their lists of "I will watch." According to the plot, the aged exorcist John Constantine will continue his fight against evil, trying to maintain the barrier between angels and demons. Keanu and Peter Stormare's return as Lucifer is not expected until 2026. Robert Eggers' Nosferatu will be the second remake of the 1922 German expressionist film of the same name, which in turn is known as an unofficial adaptation of the novel Dracula. And this time the audience is really waiting for a retread of the classic, because the gothic horror movie gathered a star cast with Lily Rose Depp, Nicholas Hoult, and inimitable Willem Dafoe. The role of Nosferatu himself went to the master of reincarnation Bill Skarsgård, who perfectly lived in the image of Pennywise in the franchise It. In an interview, director Eggers admits, "It's been a long time since old-school yet scary gothic horror movies have come out." According to him, the audience at least expects a scene with 2,000 live rats and real fire, and this is only a small part of the surprises. It is known that the plot will focus on the main character's wife Ellen, for whom the vampire went across the sea in the original movie. Simply put, we are in for a spectacular story of obsession with one girl. It's not often you see Hugh Grant in the lead role of a horror movie. This is perhaps the most radical reincarnation of the British actor in recent years, not counting Oompa Loompa in the musical Wonka. And the actor will be accompanied by young talents Sophie Thatcher and Chloe East, known for the TV series Hornets and the movie Fabelmans respectively. Heretic is a promising horror from the writers of the acclaimed A Quiet Place Scott Beck and Brian Woods. After a disappointing experience with the sci-fi blockbuster 65, the duo returns to the horror genre with an intriguing tale of faith, manipulation, and survival. The psychological thriller will center on two deeply religious girls trapped by the mysterious and dangerous Mr. Reed. French director Coralie Farge's provocative and unconventional film claims to be one of the most talked about horror films of the year. The picture boldly combines elements of satire and body horror, offering viewers a hard-hitting look at society's obsession with youth and beauty. Substance promises shocking scenes of body transformation, and doesn't shy away from showing the frightening consequences of these changes. In the story, former Hollywood star Elizabeth Sparkle, played by Demi Moore, desperately clings to her fading career as a TV fitness show host. Faced with being fired because of her age, the character resorts to a mysterious drug called Substance that allows her to temporarily transform into a younger and more attractive version of herself, Sue, played by rising star Margaret Qualley. The long-awaited sequel to another cult horror franchise, which promises to bring viewers back to the dark and mysterious world of the video game of the same name. The film by Christophe Gans, already familiar to fans from the 2006 film adaptation, is based on the story of Silent Hill 2, recognized as one of the best in the series. The story centers on James, played by Jeremy Irvine, who goes to Silent Hill to search for his missing lover after receiving a mysterious letter. However, the town he remembers has been changed beyond recognition by sinister forces. While an exact release date has not yet been announced, the movie is expected to premiere in 2024, which coincides with the release of the Silent Hill 2 remake of the game. This gives hope that the new adaptation can not only please longtime fans of the series, but also attract new audiences to the cult horror franchise.